Welcome back to Subtractive IQ, the show where today you get 5 seconds as a spoiler warning. We're about to talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day. If you haven't seen the movie, this is your one and only chance. Go scutter off, take yourself to see the movie. It's fantastic.
Allegedly.
And then allegedly. And then come back and listen and find out if it's fantastic or not. All right, ready? This is your spoiler warning. 3, 2, 1. The one thing I can't believe is that Sadie Sink is playing Miles Morales in the MCU.
Who?
Miles Morales.
I know who Miles Morales is, Caleb.
No, that was for anybody who didn't listen to the spoiler warning. All right, now this is your actual spoiler warning in 3, 2, 1. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Okay, so my main thing is superhero movies try not to have the exact same plot. Challenge impossible.
What did you say? You cut out.
Oh, sorry. Superhero movies try not to have the exact same plot. Challenge impossible.
All right, maybe we can't do this episode.
It's the exact same plot as every other superhero movie.
It's not.
It is.
It's not though.
All right, tell me how it's different.
It having parallels to other movies for the sake of character development is not the same thing as a copy paste plot. It had completely different character dynamics, motives, introducing new characters to set up further things in the future, specifically with the X-Men. No, it is not copy paste. It doesn't mean it's not, somewhat predictable. Like, it was a little predictable, but in a good way.
No, I mean,
I'd rather it be predictable in a good movie, a little predictable in a good movie, than it try to reinvent the wheel and end up being trash.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that it's like that it's bad. It's just I realized as I'm watching the movie, I'm like, wait, this is just exactly the same as every other superhero movie. Where
that just
the
shows
hero
that
does.
All right, you're not allowed to say that because you haven't seen that many superhero movies.
Okay, well, all the other ones that I've seen, which is not.
All right,
a
name
ton,
another
but it's
superhero
also
movie,
not.
And I'll tell you why it's not the same plot.
No, I mean it is. It
It's
always
not,
has
okay.
the
So
same
name another
conflict.
So name another superhero movie.
It always does the same conflict where it's like, oh, the superhero does something to protect the people he cares about, and then the people he cares about figure it out, and they're like, "Did you even ask me?" And then it's a big, point of tension.
No.
Over nothing really. And then the real superhero was inside them all along, and they just needed to accept themselves, and they get super powerful.
No.
Yeah.
No, you're making sweeping generalizations about a movie that deserves a lot more credit than that.
I mean, I'm not saying it's bad because of that. I'm just saying.
Oh, you were insinuating.
I noticed. No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were. Your tone of voice was insinuating that. Your tone of voice was sarcastic, and sarcastic insinuates negativity.
I don't think my voice was sarcastic. I think my voice was critical. Because it is something to be critical about.
I don't think so.
I think it is. I think that there's a lot.
Okay, so
more
name another superhero movie.
And I think there's a lot more
that has the same plot
as
this movie. Name one.
The plot points? There's so many.
Okay,
name
one.
Spider-Man movies, for instance.
Okay, name the Spider-Man movie.
Spider-Man?
You can't just say you can't make a sweeping generalization about that.
All right. Watch other superhero movies and tell me that they don't have. Okay, so tell me that they don't have the superhero does something to protect people he cares about. They figure out and they're mad about it for no really good reason. And then the real superpower was inside of you all along, and all you had to do is accept yourself.
That had nothing to do with Peter accepting.
I
who
bet
he
that
was.
you could not watch
It had
5
everything.
superhero movies without finding one of those, if not both.
But you're making a sweeping generalization. You can't name one actual movie, the title of a movie, that you think is copy pasting those plot points. And at that point, you can just argue that it's part of the hero's journey, which is, loosely tied to every story ever told. So if that's the argument, if you're going to say, oh, it's just a copy paste cookie cutter superhero movie because it incorporates plot points that are part of something like the hero's journey, to me, that's not a valid stance, because every story incorporates those elements in one way or another, at least for hero's journey type beats.
I don't think so. I don't think it has to.
Mm.
I think it's an easy cop-out that a lot of people take, but I don't think it has to.
There it is. That's negativity. That's saying the movie's bad for it, using the word cop-out.
I'm not saying the movie's bad for it. The movie overall is great. I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. But there are things that I didn't particularly enjoy about it, and that's one tiny nitpick. And also, I didn't see the last Spider-Man movie. Did MJ know about the spell that makes her forget about Peter?
What do you mean?
Did
okay,
she
so
know
in No Way
about
Home, in No Way Home, essentially what happened was Peter was trying to go to, because Mysterio revealed, spoilers, if you haven't seen. All right, at this point, we're way past that.
At this
okay?
point, yeah,
All right.
You're
if you haven't seen the movie, sucks to suck, I guess. That's on you.
Yeah.
Mysterio reveals Peter Parker's identity to the entire world.
Yeah, that was at the end of
because of that. Yeah, him and his friends, Ned and MJ, because they're associated with him, are basically unwilling to, or like not able to get into college or have any sort of future, because they have a relationship with Peter Parker and the public controversy that was associated with him, regardless of whether or not he actually killed Mysterio, which he was charged for.
Right.
What happened was Peter goes to Doctor Strange, and he's like, hey, this is really messed up. Can you basically undo Mysterio, revealing my identity to everybody? The spell gets botched, and what happens is it starts pulling in everybody who knows Peter Parker as Spider-Man from other universes, instead of erasing Peter Parker, instead of making everybody forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Okay.
So, and then at the end of the movie, so that's where you get with Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield getting pulled in, and all these other different villains. And the whole contention of the movie is Peter trying to save these villains and give them another chance, because he understands that basically if they go back the way they're going to go, they're going to die. So he's trying to save them from themselves, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the movie, the spell basically gets loose, and it's gonna basically pull the entire multiverse of people who know Peter Parker Spider-Man into 616, which is just the MCU universe. It's called 616. I didn't know if you knew that or not, so just slipping that in there.
No, I can assume.
It's a little extra bit of Giga nerd knowledge. Anyway. So, it's pulling everybody who knows Peter Parker Spider-Man from an infinite multiverse, which is basically like, okay, we're kind of cooked. So the only way to fix that was to cast a spell to make everybody in that universe forget who Peter Parker was. Not only like the fact that he's Spider-Man, but like just him in general. So that is why Ned and MJ forgot who he was.
Right. But did MJ know about the spell before?
Yeah, she knew that it was going to happen. She knew that it was going to happen.
Then why?
And
Okay,
nothing told
all
her.
right. That makes me double mad because I assumed that she did know, but in her crash out, she did the thing where she was like, "Did you even ask me?" It's like, all right, first of all, you already knew.
She wouldn't know because she forgot that memory.
Well, yeah, but like, I don't know. I get that she doesn't remember.
She wasn't like animated about it. She was like, "Hey, just so you know, I don't remember any of this, and I'm kind of not the
she
person
seemed pretty animated
that knew
in that
you."
part.
Bro, she didn't even raise her voice. What are you talking about?
I think she did.
She didn't. It was literally normal conversation level the entire time.
Okay, well, it was pretty intense. And if my
I think you just clung to that, saw
voice,
that was happening, and then you were immediately like, "Oh, they do this in every superhero movie."
They do it in a lot,
brother.
And also, you know, hate me if you want. Punisher did nothing wrong.
In terms of what?
In terms of attempting to snipe whatever her name is.
Well, no, I think that's very much in his character, and arguably a objectively like a, you know, well, I'm trying to think of how to say it. Objectively, like a way to handle the situation that is
given
correct.
the information that he had, it was one of the most correct ways to handle it.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know why the heck he was apologizing at the hospital.
Well, I think that he was apologizing for hitting Peter, not necessarily for trying to kill Jean.
I don't know. It also kind of came off as him apologizing.
If I was shooting someone over your shoulder and end up hitting you and you almost died, I think I'd apologize for it.
Well, yeah, no, I get that, but it also came off as him apologizing for trying to hit Jean, and it's like, no, that's not something you need to apologize for. That was the correct thing to do given the situation.
I didn't come off that way to me, I guess. I thought it came off more as like he kind of maybe for one of the first times was being confronted with the fact that his method, while it is like sometimes the right decision or like understandable how he'd get to that decision, there's a lot of residual damage and like people that get hurt because of the choices that he makes and the way he handles things.
Fair enough. But overall, I really liked it.
Then it was a
lot of fun. It was cool to see the Hulk again.
Yeah, about time.
Like actual Hulk and not lame Hulk.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I thought Sadie Sink killed it as Jean Grey.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she was good.
So one of the parallels with the story that I really enjoyed that you wouldn't I think latch onto as much if you hadn't seen No Way Home, because in No Way Home Aunt May dies, gets killed by Green Goblin, and Peter tries to beats the snot out of him for it and is like going to kill Green Goblin when Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man basically stops that from happening. So there's a cool parallel that like he learned from that and is now able to stop Jean from, you know, going down this darker path because he's been in that spot before and he's kind of able to relate to her in that way and talk her through that.
I did like the parallel to Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man when he was trying to do the natural webs.
Yeah. Dude, it really was. It was like they took the things that everybody loved most about the other Spider-Man movies and they incorporated them into this one, like the organic webs being the organic webs and the hormonal changes that he's going through, kind of being a nod, I feel like, to with the organic webs, Maguire's Spider-Man, and B, a nod to Spider-Man 2, which is widely considered one of the best superhero movies / Spider-Man movies of all time, where he goes through that kind of existential crisis where like his webs aren't working or anything like that. So I see how that was paralleled in that way. And then the swinging was just awesome. Like, I feel like this is the best, barring maybe the Amazing Spider-Man 2, like swinging, definitely like the best swinging we've seen, like from live action Spider-Man, which is really cool because the director used a ton of practical effects for the swinging, which I think really shone through. Like that scene where he's going after the tank and he's just like jumping across the buildings, and it just feels super like you're in it, like you're also like swinging like through the city and stuff, and you kind of like get a more practical image of what that's like. So that was an Andrew Garfield homage, and so was, I saw this, him like prior to this movie, most of the other Spider-Mans kind of muscled through things more, versus I feel like in this one it kind of portrayed him having a lot more, dealing with things with a lot more grace, in terms of like grace in terms of his movement, not grace in terms of like ethics, but like where the spot where the Hulk goes to hit him and he like climbs on the back of him and it's just kind of like spidering around. Like that's another parallel of the way Andrew's Spider-Man was fighting the Lizard in the first Amazing Spider-Man movie. You wouldn't notice unless you've played the games, but there was a ton of like moves that were from the Insomniac Spider-Man games.
I noticed a few from the first one.
Those were really cool to see, because those are just sick moves. I really enjoyed the whole opening sequence of him like basically like the time lapse of him like being Spider-Man the 4 years that Ned and MJ were in college before the story takes place. And that montage was just sick. Needle drops in this movie were sick, by the way. The soundtrack was very, very fun.
Yeah, I liked it. One also minor itty bitty nitpick that just kind of annoyed me. The VTech scene.
The VMAX?
Yeah, sorry, VMAX scene. I don't care about the reveal. The reveal was fine. But it's like, so she's looking up. You see the vent. You see the tag flapping, which it's a little far, but I noticed it. Noticed VTech. I'm like, oh, it's the thing. And then it zoomed in on it so that it was pretty obvious what the camera was focusing on. Held there for a few seconds. And then it zoomed in on it again. And it's like, yeah, obviously, you made it the center of the last shot. Why do you need to zoom in so it's the only thing on the screen, just in case people like aren't smart enough to look at the thing that's on the center of the screen?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it only zoomed in twice.
Yeah, it did. So it was the initial wide shot, and then it zoomed in so that it was pretty obvious what she was looking at. And then it zoomed in again so the tag took up like the entire screen. And it's like, why do you need to zoom in so that, or like skip one of the zooms? Either make it zoom in completely or make it half zoom. And then if people miss it, then that's their fault.
Sure.
It was just a teeny little annoyance. I just hate it when movies bash you over the head with stuff that you can easily notice on the first shot.
Well, yeah, but it's also mainly for, I mean, it's not for kids, but there's a lot of kids going to see
Oh, spare me. Like, kids are smart enough to notice stuff. I hate that people keep treating kids like they're the dumbest thing ever. Kids are dumb, don't get me wrong.
Kids are pretty dumb.
But kids are smart enough to notice when something's in the middle of the screen to look at. I don't like it when people dumb down me. Kids should be smart enough to digest media, which I know that we haven't been focusing on for a long time. But kids can understand stuff. And kids should understand stuff. But kids haven't had to understand stuff, so they don't. And that annoys me.
Back to Spider-Man.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll get off my soapbox.
I what you took as this cliche of like the inner peace bit, where you come to terms with something.
Yeah, and becoming the Dragon Warrior.
I took that a lot more of like this whole movie. It's been kind of illustrated how he's just so terrified to involve anybody in what he's doing because of how, because of what happened with Aunt May and because of what happened with his friends having to forget him and because of what happened with Mysterio, like revealing his identity, like just seeing kind of those subconscious things with like how tightly he kept that on a lid throughout the whole movie versus like before in other Avengers movies, he kind of would be kind of a little bit more willy-nilly with the mask. I took that a lot more of him realizing that he needed to involve other people in his life if he was going to be able to even function, and kind of this understanding that he had been kind of he himself had been ignoring the Peter Parker human aspect of himself for so long that he felt like he had basically there was no difference between, like, basically Spider-Man was just Spider-Man and there was nothing about him that made him just like Peter Parker. So I took that as like him kind of understanding that in order to rise up and kind of talk Jean off of the cliff of vengeance, he was going to have to, like actually, like that was something Peter Parker was going to have to do, not just Spider-Man, but it needed to be both of like he said, like there needed to be a better balance of both of those things, and that's where he was able to break through at the end.
Fair enough. I don't know. I think I'm kind of just a little tired of it being like a middle of the movie thing that they're trying to suppress and suppress and suppress, and then all of a sudden in the final act they're like, wait a second, I can just not do that, and then they're suddenly a lot better. It would be a lot cooler if they like actually would, like, I guess, learn something, but I guess that would seem kind of ex machina-ish.
I think you just haven't seen enough superhero movies. So where do you think that they're all the same?
I mean, obviously, I'm being, or maybe not obviously, but I'm being a bit facetious when I say every superhero movie. I just find it kind of a common thing. I guess just saying superhero movie is a bit disingenuous because it's really just a lot of movies have one of those two plot points, if not both. So I don't know. It's just something I noticed. It didn't really take me out of the movie, and I'm not really that annoyed about it. I just
going back to like it was predictable.
Yeah,
like, those are elements of the movie that's like, oh well, like I kind of know how this is gonna go down, but maybe not in a way that like hurts the movie. More of it's like, I'm glad it like maybe it's better that this is like somewhat predictable than it being a total bomb trash movie trying to do something unique that's actually just stupid.
Fair
It
enough.
knows what it is, and it does what it is.
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I would prefer it to be the movie that it is instead of, you know, not good. But yeah, and I feel like they handled it gracefully as far as like handling those, because there are movies that just absolutely smash you over the head with the fact that they're doing these tropes.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. I don't like it when movies are very overt in their plot points unless it's kind of the point of the story, if you get my meaning. But yeah, I mean, yeah, overall my review, I'd give it I don't know, 8.5 or 9. It was good. Yeah, it was good. Not a 10 out of 10 because there were things that obviously were a bit annoying, which I've said.
I would give it a 10, but that's just me.
Yeah, well, you give most Marvel movies a 10 unless they're like actually abysmal garbage.
That's not true. I don't think. I only have a few. Hold on, let me go through my list here. I have this app called Letterbox. It's like an app where it just has like movies you can make like lists and rate them and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I just wanted to say so I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 5-star reviews of Marvel movies out of the entire MCU, which is like how many? Hold on, let me see if I can see. Which is 36 movies at this point. These are the 7. These are the 5-star reviews that I have: Avengers: Infinity War, Avengers: Endgame, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Thor: Ragnarok, Captain America: Civil War, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and now
Volume
Spider-Man:
3.
Brand New Day.
I haven't seen Volume 3, so I don't have any opinion on it.
It's the best one of the Guardians movies. You know what we should do? We should just like low-key, we should just start from the top and we should watch through the MCU.
Wow. That would take a little bit.
Not too long. If you get if there's a couple of good days where you can sit down and watch a handful of them, like where like you just don't have anything going on. Like I think I started watching through them all, getting ready for Doomsday, and I'm already at I'm about to be at Civil War, so it's like I'm getting through it. But it does like post Age of Ultron, it definitely widens up because the whole cycle before that is Iron Man movie, Captain America movie, Thor movie, Avengers movie. Yeah. Iron Man movie, Captain America movie, Thor movie, Avengers movie. And then it goes Ant-Man, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Black Panther. So they start adding all these other
kind of
characters.
Explodes.
Yeah.
I do like that they're adding in the X-Men to the MCU, which they were already technically there. Time. But it wasn't real. They were kind of like in a separate, like they were in like the show universe. And then you have the movie universe. They're technically the same universe, but they're not. They don't really interact too much.
Well, the X-Men haven't been in the MCU yet, besides Jean Grey and besides Multiverse of Madness, with the X-Men showing back up in that. All the X-Men stuff was Fox, that's all they had their whole other franchise. And I think I mentioned this on the last podcast, but I watched X-Men First Class. It's abysmal. Mm-hmm. Like it's so bad. Then I started X-Men Origins Wolverine, and I literally turned it off after like 5 minutes. I was like, I'm just not watching this. I'd rather watch the Marvels 10 times than watch these 10 movies for the first time.
That is crazy.
That's actually hot take on the Marvels. I didn't hate it when I watched it in theaters. Like, it's definitely not the greatest, and it's definitely like there's a lot of cringe that happens, like the whole musical scene. But there was a lot that I liked about it too. So take that as you will. I'm just not a hater, man. I'm just not a hater. I
That
know all
is
these.
the biggest lie I've ever heard in my life.
I'm just not a hater, man. When it comes to movies, I'm just not.
When
a
it comes
hater.
to movies, okay, I'll grant you that. When it comes to movies,
I'm just like I know so many people. For instance, like your brother, who it seems like they go to movies just to get pissed off at him. Like that, like that's genuinely like anytime I have a conversation with your brother, I feel like you literally just go to the movie with the intent of shredding it to pieces and leaving nothing for yourself to enjoy about it. And I don't want to be like that. If something's like obviously bad or not, by the way, his opinion on the Odyssey is just utter. And that's all I'll say about that. But
I
like,
don't know. I haven't seen
I
it
have
yet.
other friends like that who like are like, I hated the XXX. I'm like, dude, what is like, come on. Like, why would you spend that much on a ticket, especially around these parts? Go to the movie just to like rip it to shreds because you don't feel enough control in other aspects of your life. What's going on? What are we compensating for? Anyway, what would you say I'm a hater in?
I don't know, just in general.
That's not true. I'm a
Wow. Okay,
posture.
so now
I'm not a
you're
hater.
hating me for calling you a hater. You hater.
I'm not a. I didn't. That's
I don't know.
hater
You
to
seemed
you. Watch the hard R there.
pretty up in arms about that.
About what? Being a hater?
Yeah.
Or
About me
about?
calling you a hater.
No, that's not me. That's not me being a hater.
Oh, okay.
Or it's even like when it comes to music too. Like I'm like, hey, I love this song. I'll send it to my buddy. They're like, I hate these elements of it. I'm like, all right, freaking pessimist. Screw you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about music to actually break stuff down.
That's even worse. Is when I know people don't know what they're talking about too. It's like when I know people don't know what they're talking about and they start trying to tell me something. I'm like, bro, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
I mean, you can have opinions without knowing stuff about it, especially in a medium like music or art in general, really. If you don't vibe, you don't vibe. And if there's a reason behind it, great. Even if it's not necessarily correct. For example, there could be objectively a great painting, but because I personally don't like the color blue, I don't like the painting because it has a lot of blue on it. I don't need to know anything about art in order to critique it.
No, but it's not. But it's like when people like for using the same example. It's like when the reason they don't like blue is total BS.
Well, I mean, the
I don't
reason you
like
don't
blue
like blue
because
is just you don't like it.
no. When it's like beyond, when it's like the reason, like I can live with someone not liking a certain type of music. It's when they like pick one certain aspect of the music that is like almost contradictory to their other take, and they're like, yeah, this is whatever. It's like I hate. It's like I hate blue for like the stupidest reason in the world, and then I'm like, all right, we're done.
I hate blue because blue is the color of water and I prefer Coca-Cola.
Yeah, literally. That's it. And so that's where I'm like, shut up. That's where I'm like, we're not talking anymore.
Dang. That sounds like a bit of a hater.
All right. Well, if that makes me a hater, I'm a hater.
All right.
I hate haters. I'm a hater when it comes to haters. That's what I am.
Wow. That sounds a little contradictory.
It's not contradictory.
Oh, okay. So now you're being a hater.
Let's hate to you. Watch the hard R there, you bigot. All right. Thank you for listening to Subtractive IQ. This has been the Spider-Man Brand New Day movie review. I rate it 10 out of 10. Elisha rates it, what, 8 or 9?
8.5 to 9, yeah.
8.5 to, okay, which one specifically?
I'd probably trend, I'd say probably, I'd say probably 9.
All right, so that raises the combined score between us to 9.5, correct?
Yeah.
That's the
'Cause
subtractive IQ conglomerate score.
Yeah, because the complaints I
Spider-Man
had
Brand New Day.
were objectively pretty small, although I harped on them quite a bit.
No. All right. We'll see you
All right,
later.
cool. Go and watch the movie if you have like $50 to blow.
Or, all
And if
right,
not,
hold on.
then-
This is for the people.
Okay.
Go to Fandango's website. Okay. Select your movie theater, select your showtime. At the very end, there's going to be something that says add Fandango movie club membership or whatever. It's $10 a month. It is going to erase the entire rest of your ticket cost. It will make it so that you just pay the $10 a month for that one time. You can cancel it immediately. You have a month of the membership it basically makes it so if you sign up for the membership, you get $10 for the ticket because it cancels the rest of the ticket cost. So you just pay for the monthly thing. Then you also, on top of that, get a $10 Fandango credit. You can apply to another movie ticket. You can apply it to their streaming platform. You can apply it to whatever. This is how my buddy took me to see the Odyssey 70 millimeter. Is a $40 ticket.
Dang.
It was $10. Which he was taking me, so he Venmo'd me the $10 for it or whatever. But still, $10. There you go. If you're having money problems, still want to see Spider-Man, that's how you do it. Use the Fandango monthly membership to offset the ticket cost, and then cancel the membership.
All right, but this one's really for the peoples. It's on pirate websites. You can just watch it there for free.
All right. Hey, we don't condone pirating at Subtractive IQ, but it's there. That's just a fact.
But it's there. I'm just saying. I'm neither condoning nor not condoning it. I'm just saying.
I'm not condoning, but
it is on pirate software. Or pirate software. It is on pirate sites if you so choose. I personally would not so choose, but
me neither.
If you so choose,
but it's there.
That's
all right. All right. Peace.
All right. See you.